We have handled more difficult situations, Vera.
I demand to know why the special treatment.
You will demand nothing, Miss Bennett.
Well.
She does live in the country, though. I know that. Everybody knows that. Knows what? You know what you just said. What'd I just say?
One guess where this came from. It looks like the governor can't turn a blind eye to you now, can she, McNally?
We'll see. I don't feel I can work under these conditions, so I have tendered my resignation to take effect as soon as possible.
Yep, Vena's got a smile on her face. Hello there and welcome to the video. My name's SerenitySoloREACTS and here we are with Prisoner Cell Block H episode 59. Now, I'm still interested to see how this Tony McNally case is going to progress. I'm interested to see how B is going to react to her bringing drugs into the prison. I know it's only weed, but that's how Debbie got started and it progressed from there. So she's not going to like that whatsoever. But mind you, if she double crosses Tony, she's putting her life in danger. But will she care about that? Will she put the drugs above her own life? Got no idea. Is Melinda going to get Karen put back in jail? Is she going to say that she's got no fixed abode anymore, breaking her parole? Getting her put back inside? I hope not, but you never know. You never know. Melinda's a bitch. I don't like her. I've not liked her since her selfish attitude started from the very early days. I am interested to see how it goes. I'm interested to see how Erica's going to take this. She's not going to be that happy about people going above her head or undermining her orders or anything like that. Is she going to have a job by the end of Tony McNally's stay? Got no idea. But I'm enjoying this and I hope you're enjoying it too. And if you've subscribed or followed me so far, thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. I honestly do. You're helping me out, you're helping the channel out, you're helping my mental health out. You honestly are. So with that, let's get on with Prisoner.
I hardly recognised you.
Do you like it?
You look great.
I wish they got back to the clips again.
Scotch and dry, thanks.
Scotch and dry, neither are the same,
I
thanks.
don't know why they keep flip-flopping.
How's your family?
They're good, they're good. Matty's as right as rain, but then he always is when I'm around. By the way, I've decided to take your good advice.
What advice?
About spending more time with my kids. We're going on a holiday up in the Barrier Reef for a couple of weeks.
Oh, that should be very nice. I hope it does some good.
Yeah, so do I. By the way, I appreciate your concern. I mean, he is my kid, not yours. Thanks. Underneath that grey serge, there beats a heart of gold. Cheers.
Does Leela mind?
Mind? No, of course not. Why should she?
Well, I suppose any woman would appreciate getting away from the kids once in a while.
Oh, she's hardly getting away from her. I mean, she is coming with us.
Poor Vera. Just thought she'd found love again. See, Vera would get off of anybody, wouldn't she? She just wants love, she wants companionship.
What are you doing with two bowls?
Getting Tony's.
I don't like this angle.
Let her get it herself.
I already got it.
Then go and put it back. Go on. I won't speak to you again,
What's the
Eve.
point?
Hurry up, Martha. I don't want to get in cold.
Hey, you might have had lackeys on the outside, McNally, but in here you're the same as anyone else.
Forget it, Martha.
Steady.
You do anything stupid again, and you'll end up in solitary, permanently.
Thanks, Martha.
I'm going to be watching you, McNally. Put another foot wrong, and I'll see you regret it.
You know, you ought to take a bit of a holiday, Vera. Little things are beginning to get to you. I could fix it up like I did for Fletcher, though in your case I think I'd make it permanent.
Now that's enough.
She's
If
going
you haven't
to...
finished by the time the bell's gone, you can leave it.
There's going to be no
I'll
staff
sweep this
left.
muck anyway. I feed my dogs better.
We've heard that before, McNally. Won't get you anywhere. And you're better fed in here than any of you deserve.
Oh, you wouldn't be happy even if we were on bread and water.
Try getting smart with me, Anderson, and you'll be sorry. I'm going to speak to Mrs. Davidson.
I'm dreading one of these views that's going to make this a Dailymotion episode or even a Dropbox episode. See, that's what I feel about the soaps, like later on down the line, when they all use licensed music.
She's on remand. She should be separated from the other women.
You know we don't have the space. If she wants to work, I don't see any harm in it.
Work? She sits about all day getting the others to do everything for her. Just because she thinks that she can do anything and get away with it, now the other women are beginning to think the same way.
We have handled more difficult situations, Vera.
I demand to know why the special treatment.
You will demand nothing, Miss Bennett. I am acting according to regulations, and I expect my officers to do the same.
She is responsible for smuggling things into the prison, and she gets 1 night in solitary.
That was the VJ's decision.
All right. Then what was meant by McNally fixing Mr. Fletcher's holiday leave?
The approval came from the department.
After they said he couldn't go because they didn't have a replacement.
I was only following directives.
Whose?
What are you implying?
That ever since that woman arrived here, you've been letting her walk all over you.
We'll keep a very close watch on her in future. There's nothing more I can do.
No? But then maybe you don't want to.
I will
She
not
accused
have
her.
you or anyone else making wild accusations about something of which you know nothing at all. And I will not have one of my officers harassing an inmate.
She must have a lot of contacts, if she can pull a few strings in here.
I will not discuss this matter any further, Miss Bennett.
She could get herself sacked. She might not need Tony's help.
Yeah, well, I've done quite a bit out Coburg way. Would have stayed on except and had to tram it too far.
Yeah,
I've come about the job.
I'll be with you in a tick, love.
So what are you paying?
$3.50 an hour. It's all the job's worth.
Yeah, well, I reckon I can do it in my ear. Worked in bigger places than this. One hand tied behind my back.
Okay, love, I'll get back to you.
Oh, I'm not on the phone. But if you ring that number, shop across the road, they'll give us a yell. All you got to do is tell them you want to speak to Maura. They all know me.
Right here.
See ya.
See, he doesn't hold his establishment highly, does he? Say that's all it's worth.
She wouldn't shut up long enough to take a customer's order. Crying shame, though. She had everything else going for her.
Boobs.
Okay, so what's your name?
Karen.
Well, I must have given you another label.
Yes, Karen Healy.
Okay, love, tell us about yourself.
Well,
Well,
I
she's
worked
basically
tables
not
before,
lying.
you see.
Maiden name.
In Adelaide. Roadhouses, things like that.
So why do you want this job?
Well, the hours suit me down to the ground. I've got a kid, you see, and just working lunch and tea time couldn't be better.
Now, he pays $3.50 an hour. But there's a uniform and a nosh goes with that. But you only eat when it's quiet.
Fair enough.
Some of my customers are as rough as Hessian underpants. Do you reckon you can handle them?
No worries.
The one thing I don't go for is be stuff getting off for the customers in my time. My name's Frank Thompson. When can you start?
Bloody hell. I think he probably knows who she is.
First thing I'm going to do when I get out of here is head for the best
Just doesn't
restaurant
give a
in
damn.
Melbourne and eat and drink my way through the entire menu.
Oh, just one plate'd do me. Chook, all crispy on the outside, or a whole steak, or a whole bottle of gin or whiskey.
I'll slip something into you in a doggy bag.
You really reckon you could?
Now, don't talk nonsense, Lizzie. We've had enough of your smuggling exploits, so don't mention it again, even as a joke.
Oh, but Mrs. Jackson, we never get any decent food.
Did they not get done for
Can I
that?
have a word with you?
Keep an eye on the door. The rest of you. I've got another load of supplies coming in.
Oh,
You're going to be watching them like
If you
a
don't
hawk
want to be in
now.
it, then get lost.
too flaming right.
Now, we need two things. First, a way of throwing the screws off the track. Second, a way to get the stuff in.
Fight.
I've got to get word to my lawyer this morning, so who's got a few ideas?
Of course I confronted her with it. And as far as I'm concerned, she's hiding something.
I just don't believe it, Vera.
There's no other explanation. And as soon as I get proof, I'm reporting her to the department.
Look, Erica wouldn't have asked us to keep an eye on the McNally woman if she were protecting her.
We can't watch everyone 24 hours a day. And with Jim Fletcher on leave, we're short-staffed. McNally saw to that.
Oh, that's ludicrous. There's no way Erica would be coerced into helping a woman like that.
Why not? Everyone's got their price.
And what's yours, Vera?
I'm not going to let myself be trampled on by these
Well,
women.
Look, I don't know what's going on, but if Erica's keeping something from us, then she's got a damn good reason.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Mrs. Jackson, Lizzie and me was wondering if we could do some other work, you know, for a change.
like in the kitchen or the dining room.
Like scrubbing floors.
She'll be able to eat your meals off 'em.
We could wash the dishes, or maybe we could help the cook.
Oh, and what's the sudden interest in the kitchen? It's that McNally woman.
What about her?
Oh, well, we think she's a real toughie, you know, and we want to stay out of her way. Well, at least till B gets out of the pound.
Oh, I thought you were getting on rather well with her.
Oh, that was just a cover-up, Mrs. Jackson.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of her. What do you say, Mrs. Jackson? She's enough to scare 10 years out of me.
It's out of the question.
Oh,
No,
but-
back to the laundry.
Just a minute, Mrs. Jackson. I think it'll be a good idea. We can keep McNally isolated and stop her gaining support. Well, the less trouble we'll have.
Oh, gee, thanks, Miss Bennett.
You're all right, Miss Bennett.
Get going.
Excuse me.
Fall for that, surely.
No, of course not. But I'd say they've got something up their sleeves. It'll be to do with McNally.
Shouldn't that be the
When I
governor's
find out what
job
it is, well, we'll wait and see how Mrs. Davidson handles it.
to assign that?
Must be real boring just standing there watching me, Miss Bennett. If you want to go and do something else, well, I promise I won't pinch nothing.
Yeah, there's another
You get
officer
through a
there.
lot faster, Anderson, if you put the chairs up first.
Oh, yeah. It's a good idea.
To go out to the industrial waste bin, Lizzie.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do it on my own because of me ticker. I'm just waiting for Dor to finish.
Or Dor could do it on her own.
Oh, good. Can't we have some proper eggs? I'm sick of them powdered things.
Tastes just as good.
Oh!
Be careful, Anderson.
Oh, sorry, Miss Bennett.
If any of those are damaged, it'll come out of your pay.
Plastic.
Well, I can't help it if these legs are wonky.
Hey, Dor, how about giving us a hand with this? It's beginning to stink the place out.
Okay. Be back in a sec.
There,
They're
follow.
more trouble than they're worth, those two.
What was Birdsworth talking to you about?
Oh, she was just wondering what orders were coming in this afternoon.
What's funny?
She would. She
Lizzie.
put eggs.
You know, in all the time I've been here, I've never seen Lizzie drink milk. And yet she was worried about that being powdered too. Said she was worried about her health.
Does she have to wash the pots as well? You see like a bit of everything in there. And you greasy spoons do the best breakfasts.
Haven't changed my order in 5 years,
It's
girl.
already coming up. How you going today, mate?
Oh, it's seen better. I've been coming here for 8 years. Expect to find me table clean before I sit down.
Sorry.
This is new, come on, cut some
Lazier
slack.
every year. Never know what it's like to earn a decent crust.
It's my first day.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, he won't be around for much longer.
Come on, McNally. I want you to do this.
Why?
Thinking of giving us a cooking lesson, Vera?
Just do as you're told. You can give a hand, Eves. And you.
So it's the bloody milk that they're suspecting.
Now what?
Throwing him off.
You won't get high on that stuff unless you're into milk.
Quiet.
Well, keep going.
I think you're cracking up, Vera.
Won't stay fresh.
We'll order some more.
Can powdered milk really go off?
Okay, go on, help us. You're right. Gee, Tony must be pretty important to have friends like this on the outside.
Even B couldn't do better than that.
He's going to be absolutely, well, angry when she gets out.
You left lectures before I had a chance to speak to you.
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, heavy date, huh?
Wish it was.
Well, look, if it isn't that important, how about coming to the PRG meeting tonight?
I can't.
One day you're going to say yes and I'll faint. Seriously, though, you'd be a great help. Not too many ex-prisoners want to get involved in reform.
Maybe some other time.
Melinda told me you'd left her place.
Yeah.
Have you found a place to stay?
The Regis Hotel.
Did you tell her why?
Flea trap?
It's only for a little while. I found a job today.
Fantastic. What doing?
Waitressing.
Oh, great. It's about time you got a break. Hey, maybe that's something you talk to the PRG about. The difficulties in getting a job.
If she's working, she can't.
It wasn't that difficult.
False name, huh? At least you got a job.
It doesn't matter how.
Look, if being a survivor was a crime, well, we should all be locked up.
I still don't understand how tax doesn't let them know the real name.
How'd you go?
Oh, bloodhound, couldn't find anything.
You sure you weren't spotted?
Screws are too busy tearing up the kitchen.
Yeah, you should see the cook's face.
I'd say this calls for a celebration.
Shall I get the booze?
No grog. Gonna leave that stuff where it is until the heat's off. It'll be safe where it is.
Oh, how can you celebrate if you don't have some booze?
You mean we can have a funny cigarette?
Really?
Tell the world, Dory.
Well, what
Oh,
good's
stink.
they gonna do?
It's better for you than plonk, Lizzie.
But that's why I need it, for me health.
The screws will smell it, Tony. Not outside, they won't.
If B. Smith ever finds out you've got that
Thank
stuff
you.
in here, your life won't be worth 2 bob.
Smith isn't here, is
Look,
she?
you bloody morons. Smuggling in grog is one thing, but drugs, you're off your rockers. Don't go messing about with something you know nothing
Why
about.
don't you sneak down to Solitary and tell her?
Tony wouldn't give us anything to hurt.
What will you know, you brainless twit?
Just keep your big trap shut, Ferguson.
You gonna make me?
You two can't stay out of trouble for 1 minute, can you? Now break it up or go back to your cells.
You just wait, McNally.
And in future, keep your watchdog on a leash.
Did you find what you were looking for, Vera?
Give you enough rope, and you'll hang yourself.
You should spend more time keeping an eye on where it's needed, Vera.
That's exactly what I'm doing, McNally.
No. You missed my point.
Then supposing you get to it.
Solitary's supposed to be off limits, isn't it?
Oh.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if Smith was going to get a visitor.
What are you doing here, Ferguson? Oh, I was taking a wrong turn.
I'll have to report this, you know.
Look, I gotta get
These
to
have got
CB
there
Smith.
fast.
No go. Couldn't you turn a blind eye just for 5 minutes and make it worth your while?
That's very generous of you, Ferguson.
Oh, come on, Vera. I just want to see B for... Well, for 1 minute, 1 lousy minute. That's not going to kill anyone.
Solitary means exactly what it says. Or do I need to explain it?
But this is important.
Didn't you
I'll
hear
decide
this?
whether it's important or not. Suppose you tell me. Then I can only assume it isn't. If I find you anywhere near this block again, I'll see you spend the rest of your time in solitary. But well away from B. Smith. Now get going.
How big can Solitary be, though, really? You know, the screws are not going to notice at the high, really.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want us to go seeing things.
Oh, come on, Lizzie, don't be a spoil sport.
You won't get a hangover, Lizzie.
Well, at least I know I'm alive then.
They work better if they're alight.
You ever smoked one of these before? Of course I have. Plenty of times.
Oh.
You ever puke up, Doreen? Lick in the toilet for about 2 hours?
I can't feel anything.
Can't
Not
you?
literally licking
I can.
it.
I feel terrific.
Look, you've got to take it right down into your lungs and hold it. They're not ordinary smokes, you know. Slowly.
If that's how Doreen smokes, that's a bloody waste. Did well there.
Do you feel any different?
Nah.
Yeah.
Can't feel a thing.
You know, I never really noticed it before. I mean, really, have a look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great did I. High, isn't it?
Bean's going to be so disappointed in
Sounds
those two.
just like the ones I used to ring in the pictures.
Yeah, only louder.
Oh,
I wish Linny was here to
I thought it was a
this.
brownie or something. Hot
Yeah.
brownie.
Why don't you send it to her, Dor?
Yeah, a keepsake.
Please.
Make a real nice present.
I bet she's never seen nothing like this before.
She does live in the country, though.
I know that. Everybody knows that.
Knows what?
You know what you just said.
What'd I just say?
You asked me something.
I forget.
I knew the answer anyhow.
What was it?
I'd have to know the question first.
Quick, Jackson's coming. Put him out.
Oh, it's too good to waste.
Get rid of it, Lizzie.
Come on, the dinner bell went over 10 minutes ago. Now, if you're not in the dining room in 1 minute flat, you can all go without
Just
your
don't
dinner.
smell it.
Perhaps if you didn't feed us
Just
at
got that.
5:30 in the afternoon, we might be hungry.
Oh, no, I'm starving.
I could eat a horse.
Me too.
Come along. Hurry up, girls.
Oh, gee, Tone, you should have had tea. It was the best I ever tasted.
Yeah, didn't even hit the side.
Could have had seconds. Only they're too stingy.
Now, that's a switch. The meal didn't look that appetizing. Yeah, I wonder what they're up to. They were carrying on like that all during dinner.
You got any
Come on,
more
you must
fags?
know.
Not in here. Put that out, Lizzie.
It's all right. Doesn't do nothing to me.
Oh, come on, Tone. If Lizzie can smoke, so can we.
Yeah.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, gee, thanks, Tony. Do you want to get away early?
Oh.
It's just that I want to put on a chicken. You're having friends over for dinner. Greg's dropping in, that's all. Oh, Officer Barfield's still on duty. Well, I mean, I'm sure we can handle it if you want to slip away early.
No, we're short-staffed enough. Jeez. Not much longer.
Smell it.
God, with a hand like that, you couldn't find your way out of a blind person's house.
Strictly, you buzz off, Wordsworth.
You got 3 kings.
Oh, for goodness sake, how the bloody hell could we be expected to have a game of cards with a bunch of giggling girlies hanging over our shoulders? Now clear off the lot of you!
That's enough, Ferguson. Can't you find something else to do, Doreen?
Can't they smell it, really?
To my friends like that. You are all a bunch of flaming idiots.
I've warned you two before.
Can't you take a joke? From you, you big elephant. Whale blubber. Now break it out, me!
Oh, you busted me out.
You've done it this time, Ferguson. What's that smell? Where did you
Really?
get that?
Just.
Oh, you can have a drag on it if you like, Miss Bennet.
Get your hand off me.
I don't think it's broken, Lizzie.
One guess where this came from. It looks like the governor can't turn a blind eye to you now, can she, McNally?
We'll see.
You ought to have more sense, Lizzie.
I thought they was just ordinary cigarettes, Mrs. Jackson.
No.
Oh, you shouldn't blame
So you could taste the
Lizzie, Mrs.
difference,
Jackson.
Lizzie.
They didn't have drugs in her day.
Oh? And what's your excuse then, Doreen?
Oh, I didn't know what was in them either. Honest. I I just thought they smelled funny 'cause they were stale.
Anderson, Birdsworth, they were all in on it.
Where did these come from? They were found on you, Eves. Where did you get them?
I found them in the garden.
On your feet when you're being spoken to. You too, Leach.
Yeah, not that they can be bothered.
I know better than to expect you to tell me who brought them in, but I do expect the woman responsible to own up.
Are you just going to sit there and let the others take the blame for something that you did?
I'm not stoned. Don't you think if they'd been mine, I'd have had some?
Is Lizzie all right?
I think it's just sprained.
It could have been broken. Then where would we have been with no doctor in the house?
Nobody cares. We could all be dead tomorrow.
Quiet! Don't try and change the subject, McNally.
Get back to your cells immediately.
Not gonna lie,
All privileges are suspended for 24 hours.
I never thought I'd see Lizzie
Perhaps that
stoned
will
in
help
the
you to
show.
remember who brought these drugs into the prison.
Well, I don't see why we all have to pay for something just a few nongs did.
Do you know something you're not telling, Ferguson? Well, then you're all guilty.
If we missed that lot, there could be more.
Then we'll do another cell search. Bring McNally to my office, please, Miss Bennett. We're not fools, McNally. Those drugs must have been with the other items you smuggled in here.
Have you got any proof, Mrs. Davidson?
We don't need proof.
Really? That's an interesting way to run a prison. I'm sure the authorities wouldn't be too impressed.
She should be locked in solitary until her trial.
I won't warn you again, McNally. Your behavior had better improve from now on.
Oh, but Mrs. Davidson,
Take her to her cell, please, Miss Bennett.
Get moving.
This is not looking good, Annika. Not at all.
The cells in McNally's blocks have been checked. Nothing. I suppose she didn't admit to anything?
Well, of course not. I'm sorry, Meg. It's just been another one of those days, that's all.
Do you want me for anything else?
She'd been
Oh,
told
there was one other thing.
to
We
treat her
still haven't
lightly.
been assigned a doctor. Has Dr. Miller said anything about coming back here? Well, it wouldn't have to be on a permanent basis. If he could spare us just 1 hour a day, it would be a help.
All right. I'll mention it.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, Meg.
Letter of resignation.
Who isn't?
Suzanne. Hello. Thought you might like to celebrate your new job. This is Angela Jeffries, Karen Travis.
Hello. We didn't stop for ice, but water will do as long as you don't drown it. And knowing this hotel wouldn't supply glasses, voila.
You've thought of everything.
Yes.
See, the blonde one's not been in it. Well, I've been in it for quite a while now.
Angela's the strength
Bits
behind the
and
PRG.
bobs.
Yes, I remember you mentioned that at some stage.
We've been
But
trying to
there's
get
no
you to
one-
come to one of our meetings for weeks. But if Mohammed won't come to the mountain, we have brought the mountain to Mohammed.
I think you can do very well without me.
True. And I don't want to pressure you into anything, but you might be able to help us with a few suggestions which we might have overlooked.
A little inside information.
Yes, something like that.
How did you get involved in prison reform?
I'm a solicitor. I thought, if I'm getting people out of trouble
Maybe
one
not,
end,
then.
thank you, why not the other? It seemed a natural progression. At the moment, we're discussing setting up a halfway house.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Oh, it's difficult, but we'll do it. Someone like you could be very valuable, helping us with women's emotional problems, daily programs, house regulations, which we want to keep to a minimum. Well, have I convinced you to come to one of our meetings? There's one tomorrow morning.
All right.
Great. We'll also be discussing conditions in prison and rehabilitation of inside. At the moment, we're putting pressure on the department to get a doctor for Wentworth. They still haven't got one.
Yes, Greg was saying they were having trouble.
Greg?
He used to be the doctor there.
Have you seen him since you came out?
Just once. We used to be friends.
I'm not going to be emotionally blackmailed by Erica, Lizzie, or anyone else. It's not my problem, Meg.
I know. I didn't even want to bring it up.
Besides, I got too much work on my plate at the surgery.
Could you do one afternoon a week?
It is just a sprain, is it?
Yes. Anyway, the sister can check it out tomorrow.
I mean, Liz is getting on.
I thought you didn't want to get involved.
And I don't. The only involvement I want with the prison is you.
Well, I'm rather glad you're not working there, too.
You know,
you can't force him out,
you try not to get involved there. You always do. And it always ends up ruining somebody's life.
Do you want some more drink?
No. Don't want you to move.
Oh, no. Who's that?
Don't answer it.
Well, they'll see the lights are on.
Sorry, Meg.
Vera?
I've got to talk to you. Greg, how are you?
Where, Vera?
Do you want a drink or coffee?
No, thanks. Erica let McNally off with a warning. I think it's high time we had it out with her once and for all.
What?
Well, you know how she feels about drugs. If anyone else had been responsible, she'd have put them in solitary straight away.
Oh, couldn't this have waited till tomorrow, Vera?
We can't let it go on any longer. I mean, it's affecting the prison and everyone in it.
Look, I can't believe Erica's been got at by McNally.
Oh, well, suit yourself. But I think it's time for an explanation, and I need your backup. If we let this special treatment go on any longer, we're going to lose total control of every prisoner.
Erica's as honest as the day is long, Vera.
You don't work there any longer. How do you know?
Excuse me, I need a drink.
Vera, can't you speak to her yourself?
Oh, the last time I did that, she avoided the issue. Look, Meg, you're a senior officer. Aren't you concerned about what's going on?
What's if the staff
I am,
go on
but I just
strike?
prefer not to bring work home with me.
How can you possibly take Vera's
How many times has she brought work home? Really?
Been a normal self, but if
Loads.
Vera's out for blood, then I'd just like to be there to even things up a bit.
Look, she's a friend. And if I knew what was worrying her, perhaps we could help.
Vera help Erica? Well, that'll be the day. And just see her now, sitting at the governor's desk. Bring back the thumbscrews, 20 lashes of the whip. They're all animals, that's the only way to treat them.
Perish the thought. Right, I'm ready.
How long have you been wearing a tie?
What? Ah.
Can see who's going to have to wear the ties in this house.
Is that a letter of resignation? She's been there all night writing that.
Come in.
Oh, can we see you for a moment?
I think I know why you're here. Sit down. I was about to send for you. It's probably time I owed you an explanation. I haven't exactly been handling things as well as I should lately. I've been trying to keep a balance between doing my job properly and keeping certain quarters of the department happy. Unfortunately, it's not that simple.
Has this got anything to do with McNally?
Indirectly, yes.
I'd say probably everything.
It seems our friend does have a few connections.
You mean you were told to give her special treatment?
Of course not. But I was advised not to make waves. Let us say I was to be a bit more flexible. It seems to be a political situation, and I am caught in the middle.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Resign.
I don't feel I can work under these conditions, so I have tendered my resignation to take effect as soon as possible.
Yep, Vena's got a smile on her face. Mind you, she won't be governor. It'll go to Fletch, won't it?
Sorry, I froze. I just didn't know what to say in front of all those people. Oh, it's my fault. I initially only wanted you to observe. I didn't expect people to start hurling questions at you. By the way, I've been thinking about this Dr. Miller. Do you think you could arrange for me to meet him?
Why? Yeah.
I'd like to get him to one of our meetings. I'll speak to him myself, of course, but an introduction would help.
No, I'd really rather not. Not just yet, anyway.
Look, Karen, I know that it's very difficult, but you've got to be more self-confident. Self-pity is not going to help. The longer you put things off, the harder it is going to be.
You people amaze me. You and all your theories. I've served my time, but that's not enough. I'm still serving time because no one will let me forget it. I mean, who wants to employ an ex-crim? The potential danger's still there, isn't it? So you lie, cheat, change your name. Anything to stop from feeling worthless. Get a job, any job, just so you'll feel accepted. And all the time you're afraid that somebody's going to find out. Will you try living a lie sometime and see how it feels? But don't go telling me about confidence and self-pity.
It would help if she trusted people a little more. Not everybody's going to reject her.
Or use her.
Maybe the means justifies the ends.
Yeah, I would say, is she though? Is she actually using her?
You get a whole lot more out of these and they don't burn your throat. A lot of fuss about nothing, if you ask me. I wouldn't give you tuppence for it.
Oh, and you mean you don't reckon they didn't go to your head?
Of course not. Got too much strength of character for that.
Oh, go on, Lizzie. You were worse than any of us.
Never.
But you'll be laughing on the other side of your faces when B finds out.
And who's going to tell her? You'll be out of here by the time she's out of solitary. And there's no way you're going to see her before then.
Yeah, and I got a fair idea who
Get a
fixed
letter
that.
to her?
Outside, Ferguson.
Oh, what for?
Don't question me. I said outside.
I'm not the one you ought to be picking on.
And I think you could manage a bit of work, Birdsworth.
Oh, fair go, Miss Bennett. You know me. I've never been known to shirk a hard day's work in me life. Even hurts me to have a smoke.
You won't all be so smug for too much longer.
Can she make it so they don't accept her
You don't like
resignation?
McNally much, do you?
She's going to take her to B.
Come on, Ferguson. I'm not blind.
So what? Is that a crime now?
Well, you wouldn't want Smith to have any trouble getting her position back with the women, would you?
Nothing much I can do about that.
There might be.
Why do you want to help B?
Let's just say that I dislike McNally more than I do Smith. And maybe you could help take that smile off her face.
What good would that do? She's already got all you screws bowing and scraping to make sure she has an easy time.
All that's going to change.
Oh, yeah, I've heard all that before.
We can't put a stop to McNally's influence until we get something on her.
And you want me to turn lagger, right?
It'd be helping Smith.
Okay, Vera. But you better make sure McNally doesn't find out who snitched.
You could have told her when you left.
I've got something might interest you, but I want to get into CB.
I get anything on McNally and you'll see her.
Pretty good on your record, wouldn't it, Vera?
Never you mind. Now get on with it.
You know the same list just outside the laundrette thing?
She got in another load of
Laundry room.
contraband yesterday.
I knew I was right. Where is it?
It's stashed right under your noses.
It was a question of knowing where to get the right information. I didn't think I was wrong. I've been at this job long enough to go on my intuition.
They showed up her end of the
Don't
bargain.
worry, Miss Bennett. I'll make sure I mention your efficiency in my weekly report. But as you argued previously, even if we find the contraband, how are we going to connect it with McNally?
I don't think that matters anymore. The main thing is to stop her influence over the women.
Let B
When
out.
we confiscate this lot, they'll realize that she isn't quite as clever as she makes out. And by taking away further privileges, we might even get them to speak out against her. Either way, we'll show them who runs this prison.
I'm quite sure you're capable of handling this on your own, Miss Bennett.
Come on.
Vera will make governor yet.
Maybe the only
I
way
doubt
to
it.
stop it is to let B out.
But if she does, I think I'll be handing in my resignation too.
Oh, she couldn't do a worse job than I've done, Meg.
That's rubbish, and you know it. You've done more for Wentworth than everyone else put together.
Does that include not being able to find a doctor to work here?
There must be other doctors who want the position.
Oh, I'm not blaming Dr. Miller or anyone else. Come in. Yes?
Oh, note where the contraband is. Oh, maybe. We won't know, will we?
Everything all right?
Oh, that was most delicious, thank you. This cold weather makes you so...
Why didn't they open the door for us? We were
before I
there.
forget, this is for looking after me so well.
Oh,
Chill out.
it's all part of the service.
Oh, you deserved it, dear.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and if I could have my bill when you're ready.
Yes, okay.
Is she swindling her to get out paying the bill?
What's this, love?
The lady was choking. I turned around to get her a drink of water, and when I came back, she'd gone.
One of the oldest tricks in the book, and you fall for it. Where have you been all your
Why
life?
don't you warn her?
Get out of my wages.
I'm sorry, love. I think you and I both know this isn't the place for you. Look, the type of jokers I get here, you've got to be able to pick them. I can't always be watching you.
Oh, but Frank,
I think the best thing for you to do is to find yourself a higher class of place to work.
please, I need the job.
That girl like you should be able to get a job anywhere.
Just one more chance. I know I can do it.
I'd like to be able to help you, but look, I'm a businessman. I've got to have a girl who's been around. You're too good for the job. That's your trouble.
Is she still getting paid though? Have the hours worked?
Look, hurry up. It must be there somewhere.
She's only just started
Get
Vera,
out of
bloody
my
hell.
way. I'll have a look.
Just set up. Wow. What the hell did that whole list? So only Vera wasn't successful and the no-named officer. Evicted. Oh, the bill. It's not going well for him, is it? Bloody hell. Is she going to end up at that bloody landlady's house again and just keeps popping up now and again? Hope not. Unless that is that landlady's house.
Hello. I'd like to speak to Dr. Miller, please. No, it's personal. Yes, thank you.
Can't do that this day. The deal. Phone back up at 9 o'clock. Or 8 o'clock.
Unless the person or persons responsible for bringing these things in steps forward now, you will all lose privileges, including the buy-ups, for a week. Very well.
How'd you find it?
Partly intuition, Miss Bennet, and the right information, of course. For the last time, who is responsible?
Money's going to be figured out. It was there, though.
Very well. The ruling on loss of privileges stands. I trust none of you will be foolish enough to try this sort of thing again. As of now, security will be increased.
Again.
And cell searches held on spec. Carry on.
Has Lizzie nabbed a bottle?
It seems we've got a snitch amongst us.
Oh, come off it, McNally. You're not as smart as you think you are. Dava's a bit of a sharpie, you know. Like she said, she got into a fair dinkum search off her own bat after that idiot drug episode. You cooked your own goose, I reckon.
You're lucky I don't believe in hanging a person on circumstantial evidence, Ferguson.
Is Money gonna get out?
You know what you are? A misfit. Nothing but a misfit. You know your problem? You got swallowed up.
Don't deal with your problems with alcohol, people. I made that mistake.
All gone.
Ruined my life.
Empty.
For years.
Nothing left. Nothing. No one. Nothing left.
Greg.
I'm not here.
Greg.
I'm not here.
Greg. If it's not Greg, I'm going to look so foolish. Oh, God damn it.
Can I come in? You were right what you said this morning. I must have sounded, well, facile to say the least.
I think we would have put two and two together. Oh, it was?
I've been a bit bogged down with work lately, and I need a secretary at the PRG. It doesn't pay well, but accommodation goes with it.
Is it more than
I'm offering you a
$3.50?
job, Karen.
I don't want your charity.
The job needs someone with a bit of guts. You'll be ideal. I've got a large house and I need a secretary. It's as simple as that. Take it or leave it.
Take it. Beggars can't be choosers, love. Swallow your pride. No. Didn't end that well. I would rather have it ended with the snitch line. You know, sort of leading up to something. It does make me wonder, though, is Money going to get out of here on feet? It's going to get out of the box? You know, of all the people you do not cross, it's a drug lord's wife. Now, did Vera actually take her down to see B? Did she keep her end of the bargain? I hope she does. B needs to know exactly what's going off so she can plan what to do. Now, although I am still interested in Tony's story, she keeps getting caught out, which is what I'm not liking. I wanted her to be there, ruling over the women, you know, basically bribing them all the time, not getting caught out all the time. I really wanted her to be more than what she is right now, which can be dangerous. Maybe we're leading up to that, I don't know. Sign out. So is that a new thing at the end, so the music don't cut out early? I hope it is. When it says 10, it spins in 10. I know that's the name of the company, but, you know, if they want to keep doing that, so I don't have to say sign out in fear of it cutting out like it did in the early episodes, I'm quite happy with that. I honestly am. But McNally, I want, like I said in the credits, she needs to be so much more than what she is. The staff keep getting the better of her. Is this a moral thing? Like, you're in prison, you know, in real life moral, you're in prison, you can't get away with it, kind of thing? I don't know. I hope not. We don't want morals in a show. I mean, soaps are bad at doing that, you know, in the latest days, where if someone commits a crime, they must be caught for it. Now, we don't need morals in soaps. Sometimes people do get away with stuff. Let's keep it as real life, please. Not you must be like this. But I'm hoping B gets out soon. She's been in solitary for what, 3 episodes now? Oh, by the way, no Jean Vernon. My celebration is rising. I'm getting happier. Is she gone? I mean, I was talking in an earlier episode that I was tempted to look up when she goes. Has it happened? I hope so. But yes, B's going to be so peed off about what's going off, and especially disappointed with Lizzie and Doreen. I just fear for Money, I really do. I mean, how's it going to go? And saying Greg at the door, and it wasn't Greg. Foolish me. I thought he knew who made the phone call. I thought he would have gone to see what was wrong. At least she's been offered a job. But you were right though, she could do better than that greasy spoon. I mean, greasy spoons are quite nice. Like I said, they do beautiful food. Absolutely beautiful food. But with the clientele, that can kind of knock it in either direction. But yes, I did enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Like someone says, the episodes did get a bit dreary. I will admit it's slightly starting to get to that point now. I mean, I thought Tony's story would have been a much bigger thing than what it is. I mean, yes, she's got connections. Yes, she's caused Erica to want to attend her resignation. But I honestly thought it was going to be much bigger. I hope it gets that way. So, the person who said it was dreary, it's heading towards, I wouldn't say it's dreary yet, but it's maybe heading towards that direction. So, hopefully, it doesn't get too far down. I really do. I've got one more episode to record today, and then that'll make 8 episodes today. And then tomorrow, then Thursday, and then Sunday. But it'll be between 6 to 8 episodes that I can do. And even on the days when I'm recording other shows, I'm still doing 2 of these most mornings. I mean, once a week I've got to do the bill to keep on top of that. But most mornings, I will be doing these. I will. I should hopefully get around 80, between 72 to 80 episodes done in this recording session over these next 10 weeks. So hopefully we can get there. Hopefully I can get far enough in front, start getting them up as early access, and then I'm going to keep doing it like this with the other days as well. Like when after the next editing phase, onto the next recording days, I'm going to do as much Prisoner as I can. But anyway, if you've not subscribed or followed to me so far, could I please beg of you to do so? It would really help me out, whether on YouTube or Dailymotion, because Australians can only see this on Dailymotion, I'm afraid. I can't get on YouTube for you, it did get blocked. I also have a Twitter where you can find out what I'm up to, what's going on. Everything's in the description, by the way, of what's happening, what in person, not just channel-wise, personal life as well, although mostly it is about channel. It'll let you know what's going on, what's been edited, stuff like that. You'll get little sneak peeks of things. If you have already, thank you ever so much. This is all 3, by the way. Whether you've subscribed on YouTube, followed on Dailymotion, or followed on Twitter, you're helping me out, you are immensely. You're helping my channel, you're helping me, you're helping my mental health, you honestly are. So with that, I shall sign out now and move on to the next one, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.